Don't dare buy these 6 things for the next 30 days. And I'm telling you what, you'll be shocked by the amount of money that you're going to have in your savings. A lot of you tend to complain like, hey, Joseph, I don't have money. I have a lot of what you call quote unquote home wage bill. Do you know what's a wage bill? By the way, if you go to any given country, they usually pay the teachers, doctors, what have you. That's called wage bill. So to your house, we call it the recurrent expenditures, the rent, the water, electricity, all those kind of things. A lot of people complain, hey, I don't have a lot of money for me to actually do exactly that. But now, here I'm going to share with you 6 things which it is your money and you do not even realize, okay? And you should avoid them as much as you can. And guess what? This is Good Joseph speaking, and I'm here to share that with you for the next talk of 14 minutes. All right, now this is what we want you to do. Go ahead and like the video. Does not cost you anything. Just like the video. Make sure that you subscribe. Why subscribe? Because imagine this, a whole YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video next time, and I do upload a video each and every day. All right, let's see you in the next one. Now the point is this. Now go ahead and do this, okay? Now, these are the 6 things that I'm going to share with you that you're not supposed to buy for the next 30 days. And we're going to call it 30 days challenge. 30 days challenge. And guess what? On this video, I'm going to follow up on this. Today is the day 1. And that is exactly, I'm making this video on May. Whichever the time you're watching this video, just count next 30 days and make sure they don't buy these 6 things. Number 1, the very first thing that you're not supposed to buy out there is something called junk food. If there's something that is wasting a lot of people's money, is because of this junk food. Junk food is like an umbrella to say a lot of unhealthy food that is there. And most of the people tend, especially in Africa, tend to think that if you buy the food, you think like you're actually, I'm not going to name the companies, okay? I'm not going to name any company. But the thing is, most of the people in Africa tend to think like if you buy this junk food, it's actually you're becoming wealthy, you're okay, you're doing fine financially. Some of this food chain where you buy these junk foods, you know, they are regarded as the, low quality food and sort of like a budget kind of a living in those who develop countries and what have you. So the point is, avoid these junk foods. Guess what happens now? They are expensive. They're expensive, and at the same time, they are not healthy. They are expensive and they're not healthy, all right? You find like a whole chicken maybe costs you like 2,000 or 1,000 or 3,000 or something of sort. The same chicken, if you go to our natural organic markets, you can get a whole chicken, a live one that you can be able to do the preparation back at your home. You can get it even from 800 to 1,000. You have yourself a very nice chicken. This is in terms of shillings, not dollars, for the sake of those who are watching, all right? So you can convert this. This is like $8. This is like $6 or maybe say $80 or something of sort. So the point is, go ahead and avoid buying these junk foods, because you go out each and every time grabbing those chicken, I don't know what, those fries, you go grab those, I don't know, milkshakes, I don't know, what do you call them, those mojitos and what have you, all those kind of things that you guys go out there and consume. It is that not only affects your pocket, but as well, it actually affects your health. Avoid this junk food. Okay, let's say you're addicted to a certain chicken, whatever the name you call that chicken that you love to eat. The thing is this: if you can actually try to take the day 1, day 2, day 3 until the day that, and this is what I want you to do this, have 2 Excel sheets, okay? Or you can just have 1 Excel sheet where you say day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way to day 30. Now, this is what happens now. See, right here, money saved. Right here, money saved. No. Right here, money to have been used, or the money that you could have used. Money could have used. Say money could have used, and then the other side you can write money saved. All right, money saved. Now, what does that mean? Let's say you usually buy this junk food each and every whatever. Okay. Now you do this exactly. Now the day 1. Say you probably grab a chicken maybe worth like 1,000 or something of sort. You just write that the money could have been used, but how much used? 0 has been used. Therefore, it means that money you put it into a savings and say this is the money saved, which is the 1,000 bob. Okay, then you go to day 2. Probably don't grab a chicken each and every time. The day 2, probably there is something related to junk food that you usually buy. Probably it's like you can write here fries, or maybe you can say like milkshake. You can write there maybe some mojito. Maybe you can write something, whatever that thing that you love to grab it, cappuccino and what have you. Sometimes personally, time to time I do grab cappuccinos, or maybe I do love cappuccinos sometimes, but I'm not a coffee guy. But if I go somewhere where I'm required to take, maybe I'm having a meeting, I can be able to grab it. But I'm honestly not a fan of these things, okay? Say maybe you have to grab that coffee here, maybe that cappuccino single in Kenya goes for around 260, depends on where you grab it, 260, or maybe cappuccino double, and then that's the money could have been used. You save that and you put it here, money saved 260 if it's cappuccino single for that case matter. So you keep on doing that. You write all the money that has been saved, and you'll be shocked how much you're gonna do that just on the junk foods. Okay, now the second thing that you should avoid buying for the next 30 days is none other than buying something called the restaurant prepared meals, or let's just call them prepared meals. Okay, prepared meals. And this message may actually augur well with singles, guys, or the bachelors, whoever you call them. Okay, by the way, you can be single, but you can be a bachelor but you're not single. I don't know. See, now, what happens here is this. You find most of these guys, allow me to use this term, maybe heavy, but just allow me to use it. You may be lazy, you don't want to cook, maybe you're out of job, you claim, hey, I don't have time, all those kind of things. I just pass by restaurant, I grab myself. Yeah, they're not junk foods, but they're food prepared by a given restaurant. You just eat, or maybe you grab a takeaway, you go eat at your home. Let me tell you one secret. Personally, I can tell you and I can attest to this. For those who know my personal life, I've been living by myself for quite long time ago. By the way, one day I'll come here and share my story. You guys will be shocked. See, I avoided buying things food from the restaurant because it is very expensive. For example, in Kenya, if you show up to a market, grab yourself some potatoes, grab yourself some tomatoes, you grab yourself some what do you call them? All those vegetables and what have you. You grab yourself some rice, you grab yourself some flour, whatever the thing that you use out there. And if maybe you don't want to get the carbs, then you can go the ketogenic or keto way or whatever the thing it is. The point is, just don't eat from the restaurant. That's what I'm trying to bring here on board. Okay, just go ahead and grab that thing and then prepare it from your home. Refill your gas. It may feel as if it's a capital intensive when you're doing it, but progressively, if you calculate, for example, say a meal that will cost you like an average of 500 Kenyan shillings for you to actually get yourself a good supper or dinner, however you call it, maybe the same 500 shilling could have actually serviced you for 2 or 3 days. For example, let's just do a very simple mathematics. So 500 shillings, you could have gotten yourself like 2 kg packet of flour, and then a maize flour. And people, there's someone who said that I say flour. It's supposed to be flour, not flour. It's flour. See, wheat flour, I mean maize flour, and then you can get yourself some, in Kenya we call them maybe sukuma wiki or whatever the thing that you use to prepare ugari. That thing will actually go for you or like 2-3 days or something of sort. That meal, and then you grab yourself like a meat or a small meat, like you go for 100 bob and some. I mean, like you get yourself a very quite decent dinner. Probably you can grab that in the morning instead of going buying the bread and what have you. Because also bread, I consider that as a junk. Then you could have saved a lot, and that way you mean that money that has been used or could have been used has actually been saved. You get the thing? So avoid at large doing what we call the hotel prep. I was having a guy who was telling me, he was trying to convince me how much he saves by him eating in a hotel, and I told him, no. You're not even eating health in the first place, okay? Because you're not even eating the proportions of the vitamins or proteins or carbs or however you want it. So the point is, get used to preparing the meal from your home. You're gonna save a lot of money in that process. All right, hope you got myself on that. I hope you got my message on that particular point. Okay, now let's go to the next thing that you're not supposed to buy for the next 30 days on this 30-day challenge that we are talking about. It's something called fast fashion. Okay, fast fashion. Remember, I did not say don't buy clothing. See, people might say, hey, Joseph, you're saying we should not buy clothing. No, I did not say don't buy clothing. I said don't buy fast fashion. Fast fashion is you buying these things like designer clothing or too much expense. It doesn't have to be designer clothing, but honestly speaking, let's say this shirt costs, let's say, 1,000 bob. See, so, and if there is an alternative of getting, well, not as quality as this, but maybe let's say you can save 100 or 200 and get maybe a similar shirt, or maybe you can get this shirt maybe cost 1,000 shillings from a supermarket, or the clothing area, or the same shirt, if you go to the streets, you can get it maybe at 700. So why would you go to that specific place just because you are affiliated to that place? Just shake off that thing. Remember what we said, we're going to advocate for what we call the delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is the act of saying, hey, I cannot afford it now, but honestly speaking, I'm not financially stable. I'm going to disregard it, then I'm going to grab it later when I actually stabilize. That's what we call the delayed gratification. Okay, let's go to the next point now. See, when we talk about fast fashion, we find most of the people tend to consume. When I say a fast fashion here, this actually is like an umbrella that houses a lot of things. You can talk about beauty products here. You can avoid buying a lot of heavy beauty products. Just get. I don't want to talk much about the beauty product because obviously I'm not a lady, and I don't know much about it. But I'm pretty sure, ladies, you know where you can be able to cut some cost. There's some things that you can get them at a good price. They still cannot affect your health. Just maneuver around and make sure that you are dealing with the basics. In short, what I'm talking about in this next 30 days, I'm simply talking about you achieving the basics and you leave the rest so that you can be able to save the rest. And you get yourself a typical month. Now, after the end of the 30 days, you'll make a decision by yourself. But much about that at the end of this video, okay? Now we go to the point number 4. The point number 4 is none other than buying something that is called bottled water. Yeah, I know some of you are like, what? Yes, bottled water. If you didn't know, by the way, bottled water costs a lot of money. It is true. Why? See, if you ask me, in place of buying a bottled water, how about maybe let's say you have a car, or maybe you do not have a car, you can get yourself these reusable bottles. You get that reusable bottle, and then as you're walking some places, you can go to a place where they do the refill. For example, I'm gonna give you a typical example here. For example, if you go to a place where you want to buy a bottled water, maybe a supermarket, a hypermarket, or whatever the place it is, you find maybe 1 liter of bottled water in Kenya, it will cost you around 80 shillings. 80 shillings, okay? 80 shillings. 80 shillings is like 0.8 cents or something. Now, this same liter, if you go to a place where they refill, and guess what? That quality of water that you get from that bottle, it's the same water that you get from these refill places. When I talk about refill places, I bet Kenyans, you can understand what I'm saying. This purified water, good water, and now this water, maybe you can refill maybe with 20 shillings. 20 shillings. Now, guess how much you've saved? 60. And you can just get yourself this reusable bottle that you can always, I have mine here with me, you know, I have mine right here. Say when I'm traveling or something of sort and I know I'm going to grab some water along the way, I can get my bottle and put it, maybe say I'm having a bag or whatever, I can just put it somewhere. Then instead of me showing up and buy a water there, I can just go and refill and have my water instead of now I've saved my 60 shillings. Now once I take that 60 shillings, you can just imagine how many times you'll be able to buy this water. And you may find some places where it's a bit, for example, I was watching some videos in Nigeria. You find they have this plastic packaged water, you know, where they sell you in packages. Can you imagine if, and you find the place is very hot. Obviously, Nigeria is very hot compared to Kenya in temperature-wise. So then you can imagine if these guys were just buying the bottled water, you could have actually used a lot of money in a single day. So it is good you check on that particular areas. The other thing is like when you're traveling, if you do travel a lot, carry those water. I mean, rather than just buying randomly from any places, you might actually not feel the effect, but the fact remains that it actually costs you a lot of money. Those are small things. If remember one thing that I always tell you, take care of coins and the notes will take care of themselves. Or for those who are come from the Western countries, take care of coins, the bills will take care of themselves. By the way, I didn't know that. There, they call the paper money, they call them bills. Here in Africa, we call them notes. Anyway, amazing, quite amazing. It's called culture shock. Now, let's go to the last, the fifth point. The fifth point is none other than having you or buying yourself something called, or getting yourself into something called, let me see, impulse buying, okay? Impulse buying. Impulse buying is the situation whereby you just buy that what you get and it's out of what you had planned before. Simply means, like, for example, say you have a list of all the things that you want to go do shopping for, and then that list maybe will cost you something like let's say 10,000, 15,000, 2,000, depends with your capacity, some even 100,000. So the point is you violate that what you've written that you wanted to grab, then you have a spillover to a point whereby you're having a spillover of 2,000, 3,000. And let me tell you one secret. The moment you realize that you'll do a thrift shopping, that it exceeds 1,000 Kenyan shillings, you're financially indisciplined. Let me repeat. If you get yourself thrift shopping, to thrift shop it's to go overdraft. You know, that's what you had planned and you've actually didn't even plan. Like I always tell people, if you can be, but again, it depends. Maybe you're a billionaire. It's not an issue anyway. 1,000 bob is not a big deal, you know. But obviously, you know, most of the people are not in the billionaires level. That's where they want to. All the people would like to go to the billionaires level, but most of them are not there yet. So the reality remains that you may not have that leniency of doing exactly that. You know, we usually have these celebrities of ours coming here and telling us, I did a thrift shop for 50,000. Yo, my friend, do not get yourself into that kind of a thing. Some of them, they make money by making those kind of content and those kind of eye-catching things and what have you. You don't understand, okay? See, the point is, maybe it's true they do have the capacity to do that, and we don't question that. But the thing is, if you want to get where they are, to have that ability to do a thrift shopping of over 50K, I mean, you have to start somewhere. So the thing is, the moment you get yourself that you can be able to buy something worth over 1,000 shillings without even planning, like you can just be sitting somewhere, someone shows up with something worth 1,000 bob, like this pen, you're like, nice, good, nice, let me have it. You didn't even have a plan, you just bought it. I am telling you, honestly speaking, in terms of the world of finances, you're not at the right track. I have to tell you that the thing, you're not on the right track. You need to revisit that. For my sake, If something goes beyond 500 Kenyan shillings, that's like $5. Yo, have to put it on my diary. I have to plan about it. Unless it's an emergency, or unless it's a thing that I know, hey, it's a thing that will make me money. And if it's a thing that will make me money, even a million bob, I'll part with it like instantly. But the point is this: it has to be, is it adding value to me, or just a thing that pleases me? For example, if you show up with a shirt, no matter how nice it is, and it goes for 2,000, you're telling me, hey, you can grab this shirt. Yeah, amazing. It's great. I love the shirt, honestly speaking. I'd rather get your number, then plan about it, put my house in order. When I say put my house in order, I mean like put my finances in order. Then I can shoot you a call. So by the time now you're coming, I'm already prepared, and I've already made sure that that money that I'm buying. See, not just showing up, booms, this one, buy, gone. No, you don't do that. The last thing about this thing is called, the thing's called random outing, random outs. Random outs is simply, by the way, personally, I'm addicted to going out. I love adventuring. I love going out there. But obviously, that comes with a price tag, okay? If it comes with a price tag, then, and if you know very well, you're like another Joseph, huh? So you have to make sure that you plan for that specific thing. Because if you don't plan, then you're going to get yourself into, let's say maybe you're so much enthusiastic with his holidaying season, like the December in a few months' time from now, then it's good you plan as early as this. And guess what? On 1st June of 2024, that will be Madaraka Day in Kenya. That's a big day in Kenya. We're going to have what we call, now we're going to start immediately. We'll be now at the half of the year. The next phase, or the next half of the year, we're going to talk about how can we prepare ourselves for the holidays that are coming. The importance of actually booking those hotels right now when the rates are down, booking those trains, booking all those things. For example, in Kenya, we have an SGR train. That's a standard gauge railway, whereby a lot of people tend to flock to Mombasa, where they go denies themselves. I am telling you, from November, you cannot be able to get a space. It is booked from November all the way to March the other year. And I'm telling you, at that particular point, the price is shooters up there. Even the flights, for those who'd like to take flights, maybe say from Nairobi to Mombasa or whatever the place, not even Kenya, globally, everything has actually skyrocketed. This is the time you go. If you'd rather to take a flight, pay now. You get the current rates. Let me tell you one secret, guys. That's how exactly the wealthy people do it. You buy those flights now, you book those hotels now, you do all those things now. And guess what? I'm gonna have a live session on 1st of June 2024. It's gonna be a Google Meet, and you can be part of it. It's only good for 1,500. You're gonna get 2 free books. If you book for that session, you get those 2 books. And by the way, don't forget one thing. If you'd like to have those services, go ahead and grab my number from the description of this specific video. There is a number there. You book your session, and then you can have that live, whereby you can be able to ask me questions. And what are we going to be talking about? How do you prepare for the holidaying season as early as this? Then how do you make sure that you put your house in order before the next year comes in? You have to pay your school fees, all those kind of things. How do you prepare yourself so that you don't be smacked by what we call the discouragement as the year begins? Anyway, guys, guess what? That's the amount of my video. Make sure that you hit the like button, and see you in the next time.